Box 27-1, 5431 Courage Drive. Reported house fire with entrapment.
In the summer of 2019, members of Frederick County Fire and Rescue participated in on-duty live fire training. All told, a grand total of about 95 fire training evolutions were run between the months of June and August. This resulted in the first time in Frederick County history, 327 field personnel were trained. This doesn't count EMS supervisors, battalion chiefs, safety officers, and instructional staff that were out there supporting our evolutions. We also had the opportunity to afford our training to our partners here in Frederick County at Fort Detrick. All told, approximately 25 personnel from Fort Detrick participated in the training. In addition, 3 members of Frederick County Volunteer Fire Rescue Association participated in the training when they accompanied the DFRS members to their training block. These are some of the lessons that we learned this summer. Point of conversation that you can have with the members of your company or your firehouse is whether or not you should get dressed in your full structural PPE before responding on an ambulance. One of the statistics that we collected during this training evolution revealed that less than 20% of the personnel were wearing seatbelts during the evolution. One of the contributing factors for this could potentially be the inability to fasten your seatbelt while wearing structural firefighting gear. Members should remember that SOP 1.04.03 requires that all personnel wear seatbelts when responding.
Like we have several road closures due to the storm. We're dropping a line on public safety. Have the next engine pick that up.
During the on-duty live fire training that occurred over the summer, members should be extraordinarily proud of the job that they did calling out the water supply when responding to the emergency. There were no wrong answers for identifying your water supply. Some units called out a forward, some called out a split, but every company that responded to the evolution identified a water supply. The evolution that we designed for the 2019 on-duty live fire exercise was based on the tragedy that occurred in Polk County, Florida. As part of our evolution, we blocked honor circle and integrity court. We used a measuring wheel to check distances for all approximate hose stretches. The distance from honor circle and integrity court was equivalent to both burn buildings, and a 200-foot pre-connect would not work. The question that we wanted to pose to our members: do you have a plan for a long attack line? You gotta force that door before you can make entry. Tactics included developing a leader line, deploying a long pre-connected line, or extending short pre-connects such as bumper lines or cross lines. Here, members of 3B shift develop a leader line. Here you can see members of 16B shift deploy a long pre-connected line from the tailboard of engine 161. In this video clip, members of 6B and 22B shift extend a cross lay using high-rise packs pulled from the rescue engine. Unit position affected the tactics utilized to accomplish the evolution. There were no wrong answers. Engines positioned on honor circle or integrity court, or some engines stayed on public safety place. A conversation for the kitchen table in your firehouse: where would you position the ambulance when you respond to a box alarm? A good rule of thumb: don't pass the supply line. You don't pass the supply line, you won't get blocked in. Don't block any roadways, and don't go off-road with the ambulance. Ambulance crew, get dressed, collect your tools, and be ready. Expect victims. Have all your required equipment available on the ambulance. Check out the creativity from 5A, using the cot like a rolling workbench to move that ground ladder to the scene. This evolution was designed to require teamwork and problem solving. It placed the company officer in the role of the incident commander to develop a strategy and tactics to the members of the scene. The first few minutes were designed to be chaotic, and we did our best to try to fill up radio traffic with all kinds of information from all different directions. Some engine company officers passed the suppression task off to the ambulance.
Frederick County, we've attempted multiple callbacks, and it keeps going to voicemail.
Before any members could make entry to the burn pit, forcible entry had to occur.
Okay, Frederick, start the rapid.
Courage Drive Command, requesting
We're going at the door now.
Here are some hand tool facts and statistics. The most common tool that made it to the front door was a single Halligan bore. As a result, single firefighter forcible entry was the most common task completed. If a set of irons made it to the door, very commonly entry was made using only a Halligan bar. Some interesting statistics about thermal imagers revealed that only 18% of the time did a tick make it to the building. It was only used 8 times out of 95, with 2 failures due to battery or hardware issues. Some interesting HYDRA ramp statistics. Only 4 times was this tool deployed, and 1 of 4 times it failed to operate.
Hold that.
Some interesting statistics about the pressurized water extinguisher. A water can was brought to the building approximately 6 out of 95 evolutions. Of the 6 times it was brought to the building, it was only utilized twice. Most commonly, the water can was left at the front door. Some ground ladder stats and facts include approximately 80% of evolutions, 1 or more ground ladders were deployed. Ground ladders were deployed by apparatus drivers, ambulance crews, and ALS personnel. ALS personnel did a great job of being involved in fireground operations without being committed. Something to note is that less than 20% of personnel deploying ladders were wearing helmets. Some statistics about victim rescue. Members did an incredible job searching for, locating, and removing victims. In one evolution, the instructors failed to place a victim.
That's fine. Are you good?
Yes, I just came out from the...
The tactic vent, enter, and search was utilized only 3 times out of 95 evolutions.
Located the second floor structure. There's PES for the alpha side of the
Some CPR facts and stats. Members did an excellent job with an immediate transition to patient care. They did a good job remembering hands-off during analyze, but hands-on during AED charging. The CPR kit on the AED was only utilized 4 times out of 95 evolutions. Providers applied BSI less than 10%. Lucas devices were only used on 10 out of 95 evolutions. Once the fire was extinguished, the victim removed, and personnel accounted for, the exercise was complete.
Exercise. All right, guys, check it out.